Hello and welcome. Today is going to be a little, not so little thrift haul of stuff that I found recently and then not so recently at the thrift stores. So like a collective haul where I also do a try on of everything. The light is going to change a bit and you can see me in the mirror back there. I guess that's the setup for today. First off, accessories. I found this pair of sandals. They are a size larger than I usually buy, but they fit nicely. I bought them kind of on a whim, but they have honestly turned out to be like my favorite pair of shoes for this heat wave we've got going on in Denmark right now. They are very, very comfortable, and I actually think they're kind of like chic. It says that they are anti-stress. Second pair of shoes are these kind of trek shoes. Again, kind of underplayed. These are a bit ridiculously long, but I really like to lace all of my shoes very tightly. Very happy with those. And then the third pair is this pair. These might also be a size 40. I've put an insole in there. Quality, gorgeous leather square-toed boot with a nice, not too tall of a square heel. And then a really interesting detail is the way that it laces up to be an invisible lace, which I really like. It makes me feel a little bit like I've stepped out of an 1800s romance novel. I also bought this pair of knit socks, which is a lovely cotton blend of different colors. Look at the inside of it too. We've got a scarf, a silk scarf. The print is a little much for me. Currently I'm not so printy, but I really love the colors. If you saw my recent vlog, you saw me buy this. I don't have that many long, slim scarves like this. This is an older find that I haven't shown off. I bought a top hat. It needs mending in several places, and it's a bit wonky, but it's clearly vintage and it's just lovely and it fits quite nicely. Let me show you. We just don't have enough modern outfits that include top hats. Imagine these shoes with this hat. I feel like that's also an 1800s kind of vibe. Okay. Gotta be a bit careful with it, it's fragile. The last accessory is this bag, which I just purchased like a week ago, and it's a lot. All of this is wool, felted wool, made in Nepal. It has a crossbody length, and it fits literally almost nothing. It's so tight in here. I can't fit my wallet in it, but I can fit my phone and a card in it, so I have a little bit of an ambivalent emotion towards this because I both really love it and kind of hate it at the same time. I don't hate it, I really see someone's kind of funky aunt wear this with like a bunch of other prints. The few times I've worn it, I've tried to have like a relatively neutral outfit on, maybe monochromatic, and then with this, I think that looks really beautiful. All in all, this just really looks like something I want to eat. I can't wear it on one shoulder because it rolls off because of the structure of this. A bit impractical, but very glamorous, I would say. Sweaters. This huge gray-brownish wool sweater in the men's section. I might do a crop on it. I have a pretty high success rate with relatively bigger sweaters that I crop. I wear them more and it's nicer because they often cinch in at the bottom and it doesn't really suit my vibe. Generally, it just really reminded me of the summer house my family used to have. We had a whole basket of really nice wool sweaters that everyone would just borrow. They weren't very glamorous, but they were high quality and they were very comfortable. And it just reminds me of that vibe. All in all, I love big comfort sweaters like this. This is way too warm right now. I got 2 wool plaid vests, also oversized. I can wear them over a jacket, over a sweater, or just over a regular outfit. The blue one is my favorite, but the cream colored one is slowly growing on me. It kind of looks like someone just took their blankets and cut them up and turned them into vests, but that's not the case. It's by a brand. They both have very ridiculously small pockets. I love the grandpa look of it. This t-shirt is basically my new favorite t-shirt. It was hanging in the sleepwear department and it was quite long, so I cropped it to like a regular t-shirt length, perhaps a little bit shorter. It just says jordbærplanten, which means the strawberry plant, and it's this very, very cute illustration of a strawberry plant with a lot of strawberries on it, and it just has this perfect soft vintage feel and look. This is exactly the kind of t-shirt that I always want to find in thrift stores. Second shirt I found is this one, which is kind of like a dress-like shirt. It has a little bit of a nightgown feel to it, which is why I picked it up. And it's just been perfect for these really warm days because it's light and it's loose and it's 100% cotton, so it's breathable. And I really like the fit, the cut of it. Definitely been a summer favorite. Another summer favorite is this pair of shorts. It says classic independent luxury for men, comfort size large. They're quite relatively small. These have just been absolutely perfect, like fitted with a loose light top, and then this is my ideal summer outfit along with the sandals that I showed earlier. I also, a little while ago, found this pair of bloomers, which is in like a thicker material than the other bloomers that I've found. It does have the cloth covered buttons, which is a sign I always look for. These cute little frills at the bottom. They kind of look like a diaper because they're old school bloomers, but I'm kind of into it, especially with layering where you cover up the kind of diaper butt area. Then it looks really, really nice. It also has embroidered initials right there, and I can't make out what the initials are, so I don't know if you guys can. I've got 4 dresses here, so let me go through them. First one here is a nightgown, funny drawstring neckline, and then mini floral patterned fabric, and then this cute little sleeve detail, and it is very, very long. I think I might crop it, not because I don't like long dresses, but because I want it to have both more mobility. I can't take long steps when I wear it, and I also want it to be just a tiny bit more flattering and less of like a long tube that I get into. I'm just generally always a sucker for this type of light colored nightgown, 100% cotton type of garments. I always go straight for the sleepwear department in thrift stores. And indeed, the next dress is also a nightgown. This one is a lot thinner, but it's kind of the same situation with a very long and not very voluminous cut. But this one's a bit better. I like this one a bit more. My absolute favorite part about this is how the previous owner has hand stitched this binding onto both of the sleeves. They've also added these sweat pads in the armpits. The top button has also been replaced, and I love a garment that has a history and identity and labor put into it. It just feels a lot more present. It looks like it's just speckled, but it's actually a print, a fine minuscule print of something florally. Oh, the white balance had a tough time with that. Does that look better? I think so. This is the next dress. I also found this in the sleepwear department. I lost my nightgown that I bought in the Netherlands. I don't know where it went. I've gone through my entire wardrobe. I cannot find it. But in some ways, it's okay because now I've got this. It has an incredible amount of detail in the front here. Someone has also hand stitched, mended some portions of it, which I love. Here, it needs to be mended, as well as here. It's got a hole. Again, with the cloth buttons, a perfect length. Perfect for frolicking in fields during midsummer, you know? This is the final dress. I love this one. I actually bought it way back in February when I was in London, before all of the lockdowns started happening. It's strange to think about. I bought it at a vintage market, so it was a bit more expensive than my usual thrift find, but I am so happy that I did buy it because I've worn this so many times and I foresee myself wearing it so many times. I love the cut, I love the fit, I love the fabric, I love the color, and I love the tiny floral print. Someone hand stitched the bottom part here and it just goes straight to my heart. I made a cooling little drink here. Deceptively warm today. My Dutch friend said that this looks like a Laura Ashley homemade copy. So that has been on my most worn rack since February. One of the last things is this pair of pants that I'm wearing right now. Almost, but not quite, high-rise in a nice poplin cotton with both elastic and drawstring waistline. Perfect for layering and perfect for colder summer days. Last item is this pajama set. Men's pajamas. It's oversized. It's 100% cotton, crinkly texture. Someone also mended this. There's a rip here. A lovely charcoal color. I love the feeling of it on my skin. And I love the look of the shirt when I'm also wearing the pants. The pants are actually quite well fitting considering it's like a men's size 50. It's high rise and the length is perfect for me. When I wear this set, I feel like a really good version of myself. I feel like a bougie but kind old man who's like reading the newspaper and drinking fresh pressed orange juice in the morning. It awakens something in me to wear this. I bought this very big jacket. It's oversized, it's a cotton exterior, great dark blue and turquoise colorway, and it's like very 80s, and when I wear it in the winter I'm gonna feel like I'm wrapped up in a duvet, which is exactly what I'm going for with it. That was all of the clothing items. Now I've got the homeware pieces. This whole collection makes me feel like your eclectic relative you don't see very often who has like an attic full of stuff. That's what I feel like. Let me start with the more plain items. I got this lovely homemade ceramic little bowl. A pesto green I would call it. And I actually got it along with this, which is deep enough to be like a vase, but I think since it isn't glazed at the bottom, it's gonna become a bit damp underneath it, so I think the best use for it is as a candle holder. Then I found this huge green marble effect ceramic bowl, which has a very nice sound to it. It's really big. This is definitely making me feel like the matriarch in a family of 6 who has to make huge portions of salad. This was a very lucky find. I really love the texture of the glaze. Again, it's almost like pesto-y, but this one's a bit more of a blue-green. Then we've got these 3 mugs. I couldn't resist these. I love the colors of them. These are just exactly my colors of green, purple, and pink at the moment, and also for a long time I feel like these have been my colors. I love that it's slightly incoherent, like it's leaves and it's grapes perhaps and strawberries, but you also kind of can't really see what it is. Quite lovely for like a small portion of tea when I have guests over. I recently also got this ceramic rose candle holder very dainty, petite, and cute. I got this stool, which has a lovely green underneath, so I'm considering sanding it. An antique little silly piece that right now I'm just using as a tiny table to prop up some stuff. I found a perfect granny square crochet blanket with, again, like kind of wonky color combinations that I'm sort of in love with. I almost didn't get this. Can you imagine? I almost left it because it's acrylic yarn and the colors are, some of the combinations are a little bit icky, but the final picture, the final result is so me. I've been draping this over a kitchen chair. I'm incredibly happy I bought this. We have the final 3 items, which are the most eclectic part of all of this. First, I would say third tier weirdness is this swan vase. I really love how like they painted the expression to be so evil while the general aesthetic is kind of dainty and cute. My mom does not get this purchase at all. This is just a decorative piece for me. Slightly cursed vibes. Look at that mean mug. I bought this a while ago. It is a man who's a monk who's a pitcher for water, I guess, or milk or whatever. I saw it and I made fun of it, and then I came back like half a year later and then I bought it. Again, my mom doesn't get it. I love having these pieces. His head comes off. Praying or greeting you, I don't really know. He also has a chipped eyebrow and an otherwise really, really friendly face. He almost looks like Thomas the Train. Yeah, so he's just a little dude that hangs out in my kitchen and looks weird and freaks my guests out. And then the last piece de resistance. I've never taken French. It's this boy. Again, like, thought to myself, you're not gonna do that. But I did. I bought him. It has a hole in its mouth that I'm not sure what the purpose is for because it's hollow, so you can't use it as a vase. I guess you could put some incense in there or some dried flowers. I just appreciate him for what he is, which is a companion. He reminds me of the frog from Spirited Away. I have a group chat with 2 of my friends from school, which is like centered around frog memes a lot of the time, and it just reminds me of that, and it's just good times. So that was the homeware section. The vibes of these 3 are so far apart, yet so similar. Finally, this is my favorite find. I bought a sewing machine. It's a West Berlin vintage hardcore sewing machine. After carrying it home, I like felt it in my arms for several days afterwards. It didn't come with a manual, but I figured it out. It's quite like smooth, easy, simple. Everything about it works perfectly, and I got it at half off because we couldn't fully make sure it worked. The guy who like checks all the electronics, he went through it with me. I made this hat on this sewing machine. I love the kind of cutesy shape of it. I love that you can see that it's been used. So lucky to find this. Yes! That was all for this thrift haul. Thanks for watching this video. I'm really happy to have you here with me, and I will see you in the next video.